The All-Star Race, otherwise known as the Winston Select, the Nextel All-Star Challenge, the Sprint All-Star Race, the Monster All-Star Race. What makes it unique from all the other races we race during the season, we'll explain today on Overtime. I'm Matt Faulkner, and this is Overtime. In 1986, we saw Dale Earnhardt's famous pass in the grass where he passed Bill Elliott through the infield to win the All-Star Race. In 1989, Rusty Wallace spun Darrell Waltrip out with 2 laps to go, and there was a huge fight in the infield after the race. I can remember being a kid watching that on TV. Also, Davey Allison won the All-Star Race a couple years later, but he was spun out by Kyle Petty at the line, was injured, and I think that was the only time that the winner of the race never went to victory lane because he was unable to do so. These exciting finishes have all been produced by All-Star races and serve its purpose for really nothing else mattering except winning the race. The All-Star Race is also the birthplace of special paint schemes in NASCAR. Now, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you always ran the same color car. Whatever paint scheme you showed up to Daytona for was the paint scheme that you would run the rest of the year. Now, there was no rule against this, but it was just something everyone did. But one year for the All-Star Race, Dale Earnhardt showed up with a silver car instead of a black car. I think he did it to commemorate R.J. Reynolds' 25th anniversary in the sport. But everybody was like, this is crazy, like Dale Earnhardt races a black car, why does he have a silver car? But it created such a buzz in that race that other drivers started to show up with special paint schemes, and it's become something that's super common even throughout the sport in normal races today. We're used to seeing a car have a different sponsor, a different paint scheme every week, and this was all started at the All-Star Race. In fact, some drivers have even run different numbers in the All-Star Race. I think Kyle Busch ran number 75 on his car instead of number 18 one year to commemorate Eminem's 75th anniversary. Jimmy Johnson ran number 5 instead of number 48 one year because Lowe's was running a 5% discount, something like that. And because Jimmy Johnson ran number 5, Mark Martin couldn't, so Mark Martin ran number 25. So the All-Star Race has been this kind of crazy venue for doing different things that we don't try every week. I think at Bristol they even ran underglow lights underneath the car one year, and there's been other experiments that have been similar to this that NASCAR's tried at the All-Star Race and teams have tried at the All-Star Race that they wouldn't do at a normal points-paying race. The purpose of the All-Star Open is not only to give non-winning drivers a chance to race their way into the All-Star Race, but it's also to represent more of the cars in the field on track that night. In 1985, there were only 12 cars invited. In 2022, every team can show up and at least race the All-Star Open, so it gives them a chance to be represented on track. And winning stages in the All-Star Open is not the only way to race your way into the All-Star Race. There's also now a fan vote, so the fans can vote online of who their favorite driver who is not in the All-Star Race but is in the All-Star Open, and they can vote that driver into the All-Star Race regardless of how he finishes in the All-Star Open. In fact, this year's All-Star Race will feature pit stops during qualifying again, but a little bit different than it has in the past. So after all the cars run their normal qualifying laps, they'll take the top 8, divide the top 8 into pairs, and they will line up in pairs on pit road and do something totally new. So each pair that are in the top 8 will line up in 2 side-by-side pit stalls on pit road. They'll each complete a pit stop, and after that pit stop's complete, they'll race off pit road as fast as they can go, no pit road speed, and then complete a lap. And the first car to the start-finish line after that pit stop and lap will advance to the next round. So they'll eliminate from 8 cars to 4 cars to 2 cars. When the 2 cars race each other with a pit stop and then a lap around the track, that car will win the pole. This is unique from any other race we run and something that, frankly, NASCAR would only try at the All-Star Race. So we see that the All-Star Race is really an opportunity for NASCAR and the teams to do things a little bit different than they would for the normal points-paying races. Through segmented races, a pre-race, special paint schemes, special numbers, no pit road speed during qualifying, pit stops during qualifying, and rules that apply to this race that don't apply to any other races. If you can keep up with all this, you're a pro NASCAR fan.